friends, welcome. Today we will talk about one of the most powerful skills in life, self-control. If you can control yourself, you can control your future. But if you lose control, you lose opportunities. So let's learn step by step how to master this skill. Chapter 1. What is self-control? Self-control means the ability to manage your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. It is not about stopping yourself from living freely. It is about guiding yourself in the right direction. Think of it like driving a car. If you have control, you reach your destination safely. If you don't, you may crash. Chapter 2. Know yourself. The first step is awareness. Ask yourself, what makes me angry? What distracts me? What habits waste my time? When you know your targets, you can prepare yourself to handle them. Awareness is the foundation of self-control. Chapter 3. Control your mind. Your mind is the remote control of your life. Whatever you think, you feel, and whatever you feel, you do. So practice controlling your thought. When a negative thought comes, replace it with a positive one. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started. Chapter 4. Build discipline with habits. Discipline is not about punishment. It is about building small habits that give you strength. Wake up on time, plan your day, finish what you start. Every small action builds your power of self-control. Chapter 5. Control your anger. Anger is like fire. If you use it wisely, it gives energy. But if you lose control, it burns everything. Before you speak in anger, stop and breathe. Count slowly to 10. Drink a glass of water. Say nothing while you are calm. This one practice can save your relationships and your future. Chapter 6. Control your desires. We all have desires: food, money, social media, entertainment. But not everything we want is good for us. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Learn to say no. This is called delayed gratification, and it is secret of strong people. Chapter 7. Train your body and mind. Your body and mind are connected. If you eat junk food, sleep late, or avoid exercises, your control becomes weak. But if you exercise daily, eat healthy, and sleep well, you naturally feel calm and focused. Meditation and deep breathing are also powerful tools for self-control. Chapter 8. Daily Practice. Self-control is like a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. Write a journal, think, track your habits, reward yourself when you improve. Even 1% progress every day will change your life. Chapter 9, Real Life Examples. Think of a student who avoids distractions and studies every day. That student controls his future. Think of a person at work who controls anger and speaks with patience. That person becomes a leader. Think of someone who controls laziness and works on their dreams daily. That person achieves success. These are not superhumans. They are people like you and me who chose control. Conclusion. Remember, self-control is not about living a boring life. It is about living with purpose. When you control your habits, your time, and your emotions, you are free to create the life you want. So from today, take charge, control yourself, and the world will not be able to control you. Hello friends, welcome again. Today I want to share with you a simple truth. If you can control yourself, you can control your destiny. But self-control is not always easy. That's why I will tell you a story that will show you why self-control matters and how you can master it. The story of Arjun. There was a boy named Arjun. He was very intelligent, but he had one big problem. He could not control himself. When it was to study, he spent hours scrolling on his phone. When he was angry, he shouted at people he loved. When he saw junk food, he forgot his health goals. One day, during an important exam, Arjun failed badly, not because he was not smart, but because he wasted his time. He felt broken. That night, he remembered something his grandfather used to say, "Beta, the strongest warrior is not the one who wins battle outside. The strongest warrior is the one who wins the battle inside." These words touched his heart. Arjun decided, "I will become that warrior. I will learn to control myself." Lesson 1. Awareness. The next morning, Arjun started noticing his habits. He wrote in a diary, "What makes me waste time? What makes me angry? What makes me weak?" Slowly, he realized that his biggest enemy was not the world. It was his own lack of control. If you want to control yourself, start like Arjun. Write down your triggers. Awareness is the first step. Lesson 2. Control your mind. One day Arjun was about to pick his phone while studying, but he stopped, took a deep breath, and said, "No, my mind is stronger than my habit." At first, it was difficult, but every time he resisted, he became stronger. Remember, your thoughts creates your actions. If you can pause, breathe, and think up before reacting, you win half the battle. Lesson 3. Control anger. Another time, Arjun had fight with his friend. Earlier he would shout and say hurtful things, but this time he remembered his grandfather's words. He drank water, stayed silent for a few minutes, and only spoke when he was calm. His friend was surprised but also respected him more. Learn from Arjun. Arjun is like fire. If you control it, it gives light. If you don't, it burns everything. Control desires. Arjun also loved junk food, but he set a new rule. If I want to eat chips, I will wait 10 minutes first. Many times after 10 minutes, craving disappeared. This small practice gave him power. You too try this. When you feel an urge daily, your action, this delay makes you stronger than your desire. Lesson 5. Discipline and growth. Arjun started waking up early, planning his day and finishing small tasks daily. Every night he wrote in his diary what he controlled and what he didn't. Day by day, control became stronger. Finally, in his next exam, Arjun topped his class. Not because he was smarter than others, but because he had learned the art of self-control. Conclusion. So, my friend, remember this. Self-control is not punishment. It is the highest form of freedom. When you control your anger, your habits, and your desires, you create your own future. Like Arjun, you too can become a warrior. The battle is inside you and victory is in your hands. I will share another story with you. It's about a young girl named Meera who discovered that real strength is not in controlling others, it is in yourself. The story of Meera. Meera was bright and talented student, but he had one problem. She was very impatient. If she didn't get what she wanted quickly, she became angry. If she failed once, she gave up immediately. One day, she joined a debate competition. She had prepared well, but when her opponent spoke confidently, Meera became nervous. Instead of staying calm, she rushed her words, got confused, and lost the competition. That night, she cried. Her teacher noticed and said gently, Mira, the real challenge is not to defeat others, it is to defeat your own emotions. Control your mind and victory will follow. These words stayed in Mira's heart. Lesson 1. Pause before reacting. The next day, Mira decided to try something new. Whenever she felt angry or impatient, she paused for a moment, took a deep breath, and then responded. At first, it was difficult, but slowly she realized that this pause gave her power. This is the first step of self-control. Pause before reacting. Lesson 2. Small wins build big control. Mira also have a habit of eating sweets every evening. She decided, from today I will say no at least 3 times a week. The first week was tough, but when she succeeded, she felt proud. She learned that every small victory builds big control. Like lifting weights, your self-control muscle grows stronger with practice. Lesson 3. Train your mind daily. Mira began practicing meditation for just 5 minutes every morning. At first, her mind wandered everywhere. But slowly her focus improved. She noticed she could study longer without distraction. Friends, remember this, self-control is not one big decision. It is daily training of your mind and body. Lesson 4. Turning anger into strength. One day, a classmate teased Mira in front of everyone. Earlier, she would have shouted or cried, but now she remembered her teacher's advice. She smiled, stayed silent, and later proved her worth with her performance. That silence gave her more respect than any angry words could have. Anger controlled becomes a strength. Anger uncontrolled becomes weakness. The result. Month later, Mira entered another debate competition. This time she spoke calmly, listened patiently, and answered with confidence. She didn't just win the trophy, she won control over herself. Conclusion. So, my friends, what do learn from Mira's story? Self-control is not about stopping your life. It is about guiding your life in the right direction. Pause before reacting. Celebrate small wins. Train your mind daily. And turn your emotions into your power. Because in the end, true victory is not outside